She opened the wrong door. She was killed. Bada cheese wits. There you go.
And now, cheese wits.
Look at that. Everybody's here.
Oh, man.
Everybody's on time. What do we even do with ourselves right now?
Well, I'm going to masturbate. I don't know about you.
Excellent.
I think that's a good use of your time.
And what the hell? Why not?
Hey, what did I see? You posted something. What did you do?
I've nothing about masturbating. That's for fucking sure.
Pool. Something about pool?
Pool?
Yeah. You wrote something about you made the pool, or you're in the pool, or the.
No, I don't know. No, somebody might have tagged me in something that I made a pool yesterday. We were bowling in a tournament yesterday. I made it all the way through and won some good money.
Right.
I'm telling you what, you got your hands in so many little pots.
I do. Jack of all, master of none.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to say masturbate again. I was trying to figure out.
No, you know, that reminds me though of that the toy, Richard Pryor, the toy. Remember the kid's name, Masturbates?
Yes.
Oh, Masturbates, I'll take care of that. So fan.
What's that?
Did you see
him out? I had no idea.
Did you see that picture I posted of the shower, the group shower on the Cheese Wits website?
But that used to be a thing.
It still is. They still sell that shower. Though. I use that shower. What? They still sell it. They still make and sell that shower. They were showing how homoerotic the ad was. That's an actual ad from the 70s. And it's very
that ad is very...
the only people that's going to be homoerotic to are the people who are feeling erotic because of the picture.
Look at the picture, Jess.
Yeah.
It's four nude boys in a shower.
Yeah.
Well,
you're going to tell me
there's
you didn't
nothing
touch
sexual
yourself
about
looking at
that.
What's that?
There's nothing sexual about that. Unless you're making it sexual, there's nothing sexual about that.
What world do you live in?
The same world you live in. I believe I actually saw you post on your own page that there was nothing homoerotic about it.
No, I was sort of being tongue in cheek with that. I think what I wrote was, Joey, have you ever showered? Have you ever wanted to shower in a boys' gymnasium?
That's what you wrote on the Cheese Wits page.
From sort of a takeoff on Airplane.
I mean, boys have had to shower together. Girls have had to shower together. There's nothing sexual.
Really, what I was saying. So girls' showers are not like that, are they? Girls get little stalls.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Do girls shower? I've never been in a girls' shower room. So do they have the same kinds as boys have?
No, it's the same exact thing.
Girls have the same kinds of showers?
Yeah, you've never been in a girls' locker room?
No, I have not.
You never went on a panty raid?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't go to private school.
This wasn't private school, for fuck's sake. This was public school. Getting my ass thrown out.
No.
That sounds like a story.
Did you really go into the girls' locker room on a panty raid?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's what we did.
And what did you do with the panties? You just went and stole girls' panties?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Beulah Ballbricker got them from us before we got out of the locker room. But
I was going to say, this is going to be a whole episode on masturbation, isn't it?
No, not at all. No. But I was thinking the other day, Jody and I went out to eat. We don't go out to eat very often. Not almost ever.
Definitely you can't masturbate when you go out to eat.
Who would?
Oh, I don't know.
Who would? Could you imagine you go to the Olive Garden? Ooh, look at that man jerking off over there.
That's where we went. We went to the Olive Garden.
And you were jerking off on the unlimited salad, Wally.
I said I wanted a different dressing on my salad. So we were at the Olive Garden, and have either of you ever done a eat it and beat it, a chew and screw, dine and dash?
No.
Maybe when I was in my teens. Yeah, I certainly have when I was in my teens. Absolutely. But Jody and I were talking about that. And I was just like, you've never done that, Jess?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Never skipped out
on. Really? You've never done that?
No.
What world do you live in?
I've shoplifted when I was younger, but I never dined and dashed.
I did one.
Dine and dash may be more of a boy thing. Shoplifting is definitely a girl thing.
When I was in my, it was in my 40s. I'll admit it. So it wasn't that long ago. I was driving down to. Shut the fuck up.
Last weekend.
I was driving down to Florida in a U-Haul, and I left at like 3 a.m, right? And I'm hungry, and I passed a Hilton Garden Inn. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I just parked out back, walked in the back door, and acted like I belonged there? And that's what I did for the free buffet.
Jeez.
That's fantastic.
Dude, it's awesome.
I don't know if this counts as dine and dash, but I have gotten so drunk at a bar before that I forgot to pay my tab before I left.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, that's called alcoholism, I think.
Yeah,
that's called I've had too much. What the fuck? Where am I?
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
you don't drink?
I drink, but not like that.
She pays the bill now.
I pay.
She doesn't drink enough that she doesn't forget to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to dine and dash. I probably did that. I don't know, particularly when I was in college. I dined and dashed quite often. Even though I had a job, it was sort of a daring thing to do. Also, I didn't have enough money to eat in the places I was eating. So you dine and dash. And when I say a lot, probably in my entire life, a dozen times. That might be a lot, right?
Well,
I'd say that a lot. That's a lot.
You've done enough for both of us.
Yeah, see? So I've lived some of the life you've missed.
Thank goodness.
I've done a little bit. So anyway, we went to the new Olive Garden in our area, and I was so disappointed by the Olive Garden has perhaps the best Bloody Mary mix of any of those TJI, come eat here, we all look the same kind of restaurants, right? They have their Bloody Mary mix is so damn good. And so I ordered a Bloody Mary. They brought the Bloody Mary. Now, normally the Olive Garden Bloody Mary is a couple of olives, a celery thing, and some salami on a stick, right? That's what theirs looks like. I don't know if you don't know, but that's what it looks like.
I'm sorry, they bring you meat?
Yeah, there's on the fully dressed one, there's a nice either fresh salami or pepperoni, fresh pepperoni.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh, it's so good. And also some use shrimp, like a little shrimp cocktail shrimp on the skewer that goes in.
So you're essentially getting a whole meal in your beverage.
It's so good. They brought it out with just a lime in it. I was so mad. I complained. I wasn't mad. I was disappointed because I was really, the only reason I went there was for that and the salad. And I complained. I said, "Do you know who I am? Have you ever heard of Cheese Wits?" So they took the alcoholic beverage off my bill.
They didn't just make it right. They didn't make it the way that you wanted it.
No, they didn't. They just took it. I finished drinking it and then complained, like you should. You should always finish consuming whatever it is you don't like and then complain about it. No, I would have absolutely paid for it. I said, "No, you don't have to take it off. I'm just wondering how come it's dressed differently than normal." And said, "We have it's a brand new store. It's only been open like 3 weeks. Oh, we're still learning the way to do it and stuff, blah, 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 blah,
I feel like these days restaurants, and maybe it's not just restaurants, but they will go over the top to make something right rather than risk having a customer make a scene or just be an asshole in general. And that's not to say you were being an asshole. It's just like when they take stuff off the bill without needing to, just because you've said, "Hey, what about this?"
I agree with you 100% because the manager came over to our table after we told the waitress, and I was sort of being as a friend, I said, "Oh, geez, normally this is dressed this way," and knowing their news, whatever. The manager comes over. "I hear there was a problem." No, really, there's not a problem. I was just wondering where the celery stick was, and if this is, I was just throwing it out there since I like this particular beverage and it's usually this way. "Well, we're going to take that off the bill." I said, well, then while you're at it, and while they're at it, they never brought our appetizer out. I ordered some calamari.
Well, I hope they didn't put that on the bill.
It was on the bill. and they took it off. But they never brought the calamari. What the hell? Yeah, they do. And I think just that goes to something else I've been noticing a lot. And I know that I think we probably already talked about this. The fucking I'm sorry bullshit. People say I'm sorry for every fucking thing. Always.
Did I tell you that I started charging my friend donations to St. Jude for saying I'm sorry when it wasn't necessary? A couple of years ago, she's one of my dearest friends, and she raises money for St. Jude with me on the team. And she was in town. It was race weekend a few years ago, and we were sitting in a bar, and she kept saying sorry before every sentence. Sorry, I'll do this. Sorry, I meant sorry. And so I finally looked at her and I said, I'm going to start charging you $5 to St. Jude every time you say sorry when it's not necessary. And 30 seconds later, she said sorry again, and I held my hand out. And I didn't think she was actually going to do it because mostly I was joking. But she opened her purse and got her wallet out and put $5 in my hand. And then every time she did it, I would hold my hand out again. And so finally she handed me a 20, and she was like, good, now I get 3 more. And I told the rest of the team what was going on as they were showing up at the bar. And so by the end of the weekend, if she said sorry and I wasn't there, somebody else would text me and say she owed me $5 to St. Jude. I think I made $100 on her that weekend for my following year's fundraiser. Yeah. I'm telling you, this I'm sorry thing has gotten out of hand. I don't know if it's because people are, if they're so worried that somehow they've offended you. And this happens a lot when people are standing in the way, or you're trying to, and you politely say, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm real. Yeah. If I say, excuse me, it's not accusing you of anything. It's just like, hi, I'd like to get through.
I don't want to slap your ass on the way by and have you hit me. So I'm going to say, excuse me, rather than you going later on to get the store video to say, that's the guy that touched my ass. Let's look at the video. I don't want that deal. But I have a patented response now, and my patented response is, you have the same right as I do to the space. I'm just trying to get by. I just say, oh, you're fine. Thank you. Yeah, I do too, but it just bothers me that people have gotten, not people in general, but I guess it is in general, they've gotten just so, I don't know, over apologetic. So it becomes, it's not an apology anymore. It means fucking nothing. Right. It's like that. Have you ever spoken to somebody? And when I hang up with my wife a lot, it's love you, bye, see you later, love you. Mm-hmm. I've said love you to people I don't even know who the fuck they are. Or I'm on the phone with the dentist. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, love you, bye. Because it becomes just part of your pattern, the pitter patter of life, right? And so then it becomes meaningless. So yeah, my love for my wife is meaningless, Jess. I know where you're going. No, I was going to say, so you don't love me. Okay. I don't think I've ever said I love you on the hang up that way, have I? I don't think so. I've never said the love you, bye. I was just joking. No, a few years ago, talking about the restaurant thing and the sorry thing, actually. I think it was my sister was with me, and we were at a restaurant, and it was it wasn't closing time, but it was like in that last hour before closing time. And we had ordered food, and the guy brought our drinks, but then he brought our bill, and he said, there's no rush on this. And I didn't look at it because we hadn't gotten our food yet. So I have no intention of looking at the bill yet. And a little bit later, he came back and he said, would there be anything else? And I said, well, we actually haven't gotten our food yet. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I am so sorry. And I was like, well, no, there's nothing to be sorry for. Like, we just haven't, I'm not complaining that we haven't gotten our food. It hasn't been an, extremely long amount of time. And he takes the bill back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. Well, your appetizer is going to be on us. No, you don't have to do that. I'm willing to pay for it's fine. So they bring our food. Then they bring the bill. He's already taken the appetizer off, even though he didn't need to do that. No. I look at the bill and I see, or maybe he comped the meals. I don't know.
I think he actually, we didn't have an appetizer. He comped the meals, which he did not need to do. And so he brings me the bill for the drinks, and I look at the bill, and there are 2 drinks on there, but they're not the drinks that we had. So when he comes back over, I say, are these the same price as the drinks we had? Because if they are, that's fine. I'll just pay this. But I just want to make sure I'm paying the right amount. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He comped the drinks too.
And meanwhile, across the restaurant is somebody going, "What the fuck is this? I didn't order steak tartare."
Right?
What the fuck?
Right. I was like, no, you don't have to do that. I'm not complaining in any way. I just want to make sure this is the right bill that I'm paying before I pay it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I am 100% in your corner on this thing where people have gotten and restaurants have gotten just too fucking crazy.
But I think it's because
I'm
people
sorry.
being assholes has gotten too fucking crazy. And
I don't
it's
think
easier.
it happens at the Waffle House. They kick the shit out of you if you complain.
Yeah, they do. But
At
you
the
know that
Waffle
going
House-
into the Waffle House, you have no power as a customer at the Waffle House.
No, you do not have any power at the Waffle House.
But
If you go into the
everywhere else,
Waffle-
people seem to believe the customer is always right.
No, and the Waffle House, if you say, "Listen, I ordered the iced coffee," fuck you. They're throwing the Coke on you. Have it here. Fuck you. They're coming over the counter if you're complaining about your chicken and waffles.
Right.
They absolutely are. It's just the way it's going. Is Chris even still here anymore?
I was wondering.
No,
that too.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
You're such a fuck.
Yes, he is.
You are such a fuck.
Sorry, fuck too.
Did you have a? So I think you had a big bowl. You had a big bowling event because now you're back in the American Bowlers Association or something.
No, the AMF bowling alleys. I'm allowed back in. So yeah, it was a homecoming yesterday, and I got to bowl. I bowled well.
Did you wear a dress?
No, I did not. But I did get fingered. So it was a good night for everybody.
That's prom night. That sounds about right.
Exactly. I mean, because you're not getting past third base on prom night. It's just not happening.
No. There's too much dress involved.
But no, it was fun yesterday. It was a good day.
The sly smile. Jess, you have that smile on your face that says, in a different lifetime, I would have said something to you boys.
Do you think there's a lifetime where I'm afraid to say what I want to say to you boys?
No, it doesn't look like you're afraid to say it. It's just there's something.
It's just
brewing.
tentative, very tentative. Like, well, yes. I didn't get fingered on prom night. Something like that.
I went past third base on prom night. What are they talking about?
My prom, my prom
dress is up over my head.
My prom date was my best female friend. No, she did not finger me on prom night.
But on her birthday, she got it good.
Yeah, you goddamn right. She got fucking 3 fingers on her birthday.
Listen.
God, remember Jess's birthday when she got the shocker wallet?
Dick.
Oh my God, damn it. That is a can of worms that you just opened up and you got your ass whooped.
Well, I was trying to go somewhere else with that story, but never mind.
No. Tell us your prom story. I want to hear your prom story.
What did Chris say?
He said, I hope it's not a can of worms down there.
There's no worms. There's no worms down there.
I want to hear your prom story. I do. I really do.
So, well, now after all of that buildup, it's going to be a letdown. Most of the guys in my senior class took 10th grade girls to prom. And my best friend and I were going to go with guys who went to a different school, but they both played football at their school. And it turned out their sports awards night or whatever was the same night as our prom. So their sports awards took preference over our prom, obviously. So we were like, okay, let's go together. We got dressed up, went to the prom together. Well, we get to prom. The 10th grade girls feel like they are out of place there. So they're all clustered together in a corner, ignoring their dates. And so we danced with all of their dates. So I'm not going to talk about any fingers that went anyplace, but I'm just saying that we had all the dates on prom.
Yeah, isn't prom one of those kinds of things?
What the hell?
What just happened?
Chris, you're playing a Cardi B video in our
like learn how to be a mom, and I want like to enjoy.
Chris, are you jacking off to Cardi B?
Chris,
what happened to Chris?
I don't know.
I see him still there,
but he's muted.
What the fuck is that?
What happened with?
All of a sudden, I've got in my ear. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
You all of a sudden you were showing Cardi B, and something about being a mom. I don't know what was going on.
Lord, listen, let me tell you something. Being a mother has been my biggest struggle in life. Okay. So don't get down.
I bet whatever he's saying is hilarious.
I bet it is too. If I could hear anything he said, it would be great.
If he wasn't cutting out. Hello?
Chris, what the fuck kind of phone does this guy use?
I don't know.
Is this like a first generation fucking TIAC phone or something?
Listen. I've got my antenna on the roof of the car.
What are you using? 1G? Are you on 1G? Is that what it is?
Hold on one second. Let's
the new 1G.
Let's kill another advertiser. This is T-Mobile.
Oh, you've already killed them.
Oh,
yeah, you hate
let's
them.
Kill them again.
Because when Wally is making fun of you for technology, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
Wally, who's yelling Gale at his garage door to get it to fucking open.
Hey, it works. My garage, I can open my garage door with my phone now. I can start my car with my phone. I take notes with my phone. I've got appointments scheduled in my phone. I'm telling you what,
I can masturbate on my phone.
Well, I've been able to do that a long time.
Yeah. Priorities.
Yeah, of course. You need to learn certain shit first, right? You gotta walk before you can run, Chris. You know, right. you got to be able to do that first. So, what we were talking about proms.
Mm-hmm.
Is prom fucking? Is prom almost like obsolete? Do you think?
It's kind of like class reunions. You know, my 25-year reunion. We were talking the other day on our 25-year page, and we're like, why are we even spending money to get together? We can do it right here. I'm like, because I'd actually like to touch you. That's why, like I did on prom night. But I'm wondering, what is the point of prom? Has there ever been a point of prom? I don't think so.
To get dressed up and hang out together?
But boy, I could have done that at the Roy Rogers too, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
I did that around a lot of bonfires while pissing in it, drinking Matt's beer balls.
I mean, I feel like weren't proms started at a time when, I mean, everything was leading up to back then to men going off to work and women going off to get married and be housewives.
I think it was men going off to war is when it all started.
Yeah, maybe
that too.
That might be.
So does prom still have the same meaning? No, but I think they still do it. I mean, around that time of year, you still see all of the teenagers all glammed out in various parts of Nashville. So at least down here, they're still doing it.
Oh, they're still doing it here too. You know, you walk
they
into
still have prom here, and then usually the day after, there's some horrible car accident. There was a horrible car accident in the paper.
Well, there was one up here. Yeah,
was there? Yeah, there was one here last night, or 2 nights ago, a 3-person one.
Yeah, there was one where a chick was up in Union Bridge, if you remember, Jess, up that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she drove off the road and flipped it right into a quarry.
It's awful.
Yeah, this one was 3 kids in a car doing the report is about 100 miles an hour hitting a tree.
Exactly.
And
it happens all the time.
It does happen. It does happen all the time. I think there's so anyway. The whole thing with prom. So as I look at prom now, if I remember my prom, I do remember my prom. And I went to prom with someone of my own age, not a couple of years older, a couple of years younger. It was, guys in colorful tuxedos, yada yada yada, girls in $90 dresses. Do you see some of the prom stuff you see now?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
It's fucking thousands of dollars on this shit. Who is doing this? Why?
Asshole parents.
It's insane. The bar that they have set for these kids in all walks of life for kids now. The bar has been set so high in so many instances for getting into colleges, prom, weddings,
even asking people to prom. Like they do promposals now and make it a whole big spectacle. No.
It's also stupid.
Yeah.
It is. It's fucking ridiculous. I remember going to prom. I had a girlfriend, so there was nobody to ask. But man, you were there was an apprehension asking somebody to prom, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
You were worried they might. And then the big one was when a girl asked a boy to prom.
Huh.
That was woo. That was some sort of liberated girl, right?
Didn't there used to be a whole dance just for that purpose?
The Sadie Hawkins.
Sadie Hawkins,
yeah. Sadie Hawkins. In February, the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember this. That was always a big deal when I was in school. The Sadie Hawkins dance was a big from the time I was in the 7th grade till I graduated high school. Sadie Hawkins, it was a big deal.
We didn't do that.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, but you also, so where you grew up, you were in a much more, I think, advanced society, right? More advanced culturally than the little podunk I grew up in, for sure.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. That area of New York, it's definitely more progressive.
Yeah.
Than a lot of backwoods. Like I grew up in the backwoods of Massachusetts, where lipstick on a pig looked okay sometimes.
But I will say, like our homecoming dance, I know a lot of places or in movies and stuff, you see homecoming is like prom. Everybody gets super crazy dressed up. Yeah. Our homecoming dance was right after the game. We were dressed like we went to a football game, and then after the game, we went over to the gym and there was a dance, and we were all in jeans and hoodies and whatever.
So where I went to high school, we didn't have a football team, so we didn't have a homecoming.
We had a football team, but it was terrible.
Yeah, we did
never.
Not
I don't think we won more than a couple of games the whole 4 years I was there.
Yeah, so the town I live in now, high school football is everything. You'd think we lived in Midland, Texas.
Yeah, anywhere in Texas.
Yeah, you would think we were in Texas because already I see posted on the community website, the Facebook community page, which these things have also gotten a little too weird. The Facebook community page that at least our towns, I think, is a little weird.
All of them are.
Yeah.
There's generally the same contributors constantly to these pages.
Yeah.
They tend to be the fucking Mrs. and Mr. Kravitz of the neighborhood.
Yep.
With all their fucking it's very what is the word I want? I'm looking for a word here. Sort of when you're being rude or horrible to somebody, but doing it in an underhanded sort of way. Aggressive, passive aggressive.
Oh yeah.
So these pages are somewhat passive aggressive. How they talk about the people they're talking about know who they're talking about, but these people aren't letting you know. Oh, I saw a black truck speeding on our street today.
Are you on the Nextdoor app?
No, what is that?
It's basically just the neighborhood, like the neighborhood Facebook groups, except it's on its own app, and it's just for your neighborhood, and
it's fucking awful.
And it's all posts like that. There's people speeding, and you need to remember that blah 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 blah. And yeah, it's annoying that people are speeding. I'm gonna back you up on that, but those people are not looking for your permission on the Nextdoor app.
Well, so yeah, so they probably all have on there too. I saw a white dog taking a shit in my yard today.
Actually, around here, it's people constantly complaining about people letting their dogs run loose, as if the majority of people whose dogs get out. I mean, my dogs got out a couple of times, and I've done everything I can to prevent it, and I don't let them out without my oversight anymore, but a couple of times my dogs got loose. And these people are always like, people who let their dogs loose and blah, 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 blah. And just get off the internet.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I let my dogs loose all the time.
Well,
I open the door and say, go ahead. But also it's 25 acres.
Right.
So they're outside. Although our bitch dog, Lucy, she chased a deer from the back paddock along the side, out to the front yard, up into the woods, and I had to go out and yell. She was trying to catch that deer and kill it.
Yeah.
She wanted to eat some deer. What she doesn't realize is the deer will fuck you up because she's not a real big dog. She's probably 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
A deer will fuck you up. Should you get close enough, that deer's turning around and you're catching a hoof to the head, and those are sharp motherfucking hooves. And you are going to get cleaved up. Yeah, I don't like those busybody pages.
Mm-mm.
And they ought to just call them busy. But I see on ours, there's all kinds of shit on there, and you're reading, you're like, how the fuck? How is somebody not walking over to somebody's house and kicking the shit out of somebody? Right. Because they know who they're talking about. And I look at it every now and again. I will be going by it and community page. Oh, look at that. Like, what the fuck? What are these people doing?
My favorite is when they post a picture, like a screenshot or a video from their doorbell camera. And literally the only thing the person is doing wrong is standing on their porch being black.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then there's something suspicious about it. Now, the guy who came to my door that I thought was suspicious, I did not post about him on any of the neighborhood groups. And also,
was he black?
He was not black. No.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was.
No, but he did behave suspiciously. But a lot of these people, all the person has done is walked up and rang their doorbell. And does anybody know who this is and why he was ringing my doorbell? Well, there's a logo on his shirt. Perhaps it has to do with the company he works for.
Yeah. I did see a post on one of our, now we don't have, I will say the community, I don't think I've seen, the only time I see black people in the community I live in is during apple picking time. When the migrant farmers come to town to pick apples. Other than that, there are no black people here that no, there really aren't. There's a kid I know who is of Mexican origin. He's a good kid. He comes over and he mows my lawn. He's a teenager. He's a boy. I've known him forever. He moved from the city to town. He now lives in town with his mom. But he comes over and I work with him. We work together and do stuff. But yeah, there are no people of color, as far as I know, that live in the town. And so we don't see this posted off, but we do see posts a lot of what you're talking about. Just someone on the porch ringing the bell. You can see a thing. Does anybody know who these people are? They were on my doorstep. Well, fucking, it says fucking, Unicel right there. It says something on their fucking shirt.
They're just delivering the watchtower. They'll be fine.
That's right.
Yeah, people are paranoid. They're fucking paranoid about everybody.
Yeah.
Speaking of paranoid, how has shopping been, Jess? All right.
Yeah, it's been fine. I haven't had, knock on wood, I haven't had any creepers since the dude that showed up at my door.
Yeah,
well, that's good.
I posted something about, I posted, did you see my other post about that too? Not so much creeper, but it was a gym one. We talked about this a few weeks ago. A girl at a gym. We didn't talk about this particular thing, but a grown woman was at a gym and she walked up to a guy and said, you're a handsome guy. And that was, I think, and he said, oh, thank you. And that was about the whole part of the thing, and the video went viral, and people were shocked that she would say something to him.
The video of her just there was a video of her just walking up to a guy saying, "Hey, you're a handsome guy."
Yes. And
that was
the
it.
viral part of it was how sweet that is. Now, my take on that is a little bit the opposite side of that. Had it been reversed, and my point was, had it been a guy walking up to a woman at a gym saying, "Oh, you're a good-looking girl," it would have been there would have been a fucking line of women saying, "We need to have 2 hours a day where only women can be in the gym working out," and because this guy fucking was in her face, and this is this double standard that's going on in all walks of life, not men, women, it doesn't matter, gay, straight. Why can't people just take it for what it is sometimes? Sometimes it's just hey, how are you?
Because sometimes, and I'm not justifying, I would never walk up to a man at the gym and tell him he was good looking anyway, because I'm not there for that. Maybe some people are.
Right.
That's fine for them. That's fine for them.
Right.
But I feel like as a woman, things are a little bit different, because you never know if you even go so far as to say thank you to a man for following you through 2 aisles at the grocery store to tell you what a pretty smile you have, that you are then encouraging him to follow you around and continue to be creepy, or to follow you to your car, or to follow you to your house, or to just take it too far. And it's not that we think every man is going to do that. It's just that you can't tell which ones are and which ones are not. Do you have a tornado coming?
I don't know. I'm going to go yell at a dog.
Okay.
Well, that's no fun.
Right. Since I was answering him, I don't know, Chris, what would you do if a woman walked up to you and told you how handsome you were at the gym?
Well, I was at the gym and a guy walked up to me when I was on the stair stepper machine and told me I had nice tits.
Oh.
So, I mean, that was, okay. that's as far as it goes with me. I don't know what's the better joke, me having nice tits or me being at a gym, but
yeah,
or being on a stair stepper.
That's absolutely.
I don't think I've ever been approached by a woman who said I was attractive. I have been approached by a man on more than one occasion when I was younger, and went to the gym a lot, who have hit on me for sure. But women have never hit on me. And my comment on that was right game, wrong gender. And then we'd have a laugh and it would be done.
Yeah.
And that was it. I just think we've become, just like the community page, we've just become so fucking super hypersensitive, because in the back of our fucking head, we've been told about every bad motherfucking thing that's happened to every person on the planet. You know, woman is walking through, man follows her out, chops her up, puts her in a suitcase and whatever. We hear about that shit. Now that shit's been going on since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
We just never heard about it. Now we hear about it while it's happening. Right?
It's on Facebook Live.
Right. It's on while it's going on, we're hearing about it. Plus, it doesn't help. I don't think it helps that people put so much wackadoodle stuff online. Like, because you're getting, would a Kardashian be a Kardashian if she didn't put a fuck video online first?
That was not an impressive video.
No, none of them ever are. None of those fuck videos are. Paris Hilton, not impressive.
No, not at all.
The coochie shots of Britney Spears, not impressive.
No, not at all.
I've seen better coochie shots in my own house. My wife. Speaking of. No,
that was the correct answer, Wally. Very good. Very good. Pick again.
Well, I got out of that one quick.
Right.
No. Why do you need to put this shit online? People are going so far to be famous or to make money or to whatever. I don't understand any of this shit. And maybe it's because I'm old and maybe this is the way it's supposed to be now. But I tell you what, I wouldn't have put shit online had it been something that was available to me 40 years ago. Would you have done it?
Well, it's hard to say. The reason that I do or don't put things online now come from my experience from having put things online, over the past, 30 years or something. And learning how that looks when other people do it or what's happened when I've done it. So it's hard to say what I would have done with that information. I will say, however, I'm really happy that social media was not a thing when I was a teenager, because that means all of the stupid shit I did, that's gone. It's gone. There's no evidence. Right.
Yeah. Would you have ever, have you ever sent a picture to anybody of a body part that you would not want anybody else to see?
Maybe.
Yes.
So I have not. I have never sent a dick pic or a scrotum shot or anything like that.
Did I tell you about my first dick pic?
No. Let me hear about your first dick pic.
My first dick pic. So my first dick pic, I took one to send to this girl down in North Carolina. It was like 2008.
Just back in her chair to listen to this.
And her name is not important, but we called her Crazy Tits because she had a huge rack and she was half Cuban and half Panamanian. So totally on fire. Okay.
Yes, absolutely on fire.
And I mean, which meant she was fucking gonzo in the sack too, which was great.
And
so
she
Crazy Tits.
Ours.
Yes, she did. Oh. She did. Come here, honey. Or jumping up and down on top of me, and I knew we were done when she went, "Oh, Dios mío!" So, but nonetheless, so Crazy Tits wanted a dick pic, and I sent her one on my lovely iPhone 3GS, and the next day I went into the bowling alley that I was starting to run, and the manager, about 65-year-old woman, was standing there and says, "Oh, you have a new toy." I said, "Yeah, it's fun. It takes great pictures."
Oh man.
So I've taken, pictures of some other stuff. So I'm scrolling through and I'm showing this woman. And I start at the one picture, of Great Falls. I'm like, it's nice. I took a picture of the car outside and, oh, that's very good. And I keep scrolling. I'm scrolling faster and I get to my dick. And it pops up on the screen. Okay. I quickly scroll to the next one. And I said, "Oh, that came with a phone." Like, like you used to say, "Oh, that came with a wallet." Yeah, that came with a phone.
That's the dick pic that comes with the phone, like the family pic.
That just went right by.
Oh, would have been great had she said, "I gotta go get me a phone."
Yeah, really. Oh, that old heck.
I have not sent any no pictures of genitalia of any sort. The only picture I think the only body part pictures I don't think I've ever sent a body pic other than my face. Yeah, nobody's ever even requested one. That might be a little insulting. I'm going to ask my wife why she hasn't requested a dick pic from me.
Next week on Cheese Wits.
Because she has plenty of dick pics on her phone. None of them are mine, though.
That's an issue.
Oh, could you imagine going through your spouse's phone and get all kinds of dick pics, and your big concern is, how come you didn't ask me for one? How come? Yeah, no, it's not. And again,
old news.
Is that with? Is that age? Is it age? Is the dick pic or the coochie shot? Are those a required part of the new sort of courtship of being young in your 20s?
Well, I mean, I think it's part of the try before you buy program, but a cooch shot. I got to tell you, I don't want a cooch shot.
No, neither.
I do not want to see that. And do I want to see them titties? Of course.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see fucking beaver cleaver. That's for sure.
Did you say the beaver cleaver?
I did. You know, so somebody asked for a dick pic once, and I didn't want to send them something. This chick who was, I don't know, she was a little bit nutso. I seem to attract that.
You knew she was going to use it in the wrong way.
She's like, send me a dick pic. I'm like, you first. So she sent me. That sounded really awful.
She sent you a dick pic.
Yeah.
I said, fabulous.
You first, and she sent me a crotch shot, and I'm like, that's not what I want. So you know what I sent her back? I sent her a promotional picture of the $10,000 pyramid with Dick Clark. That's what she got.
I can tell you that I think that coochie shot, they're not attractive. You really do need for genitalia pics, you need lighting, you need a makeup artist, you need a magazine person there to make it all look right. You can't take a really good. I don't care how super they make these cameras on the phone. You're not getting a good shot.
And by the way, it's not just the younger people that are sending those pictures, because there are 50-year-old men sending them unsolicited on dating apps. And the last time I got one, I actually went and found another one on the internet and sent it back to him.
That's
so good. Yeah. See, some people just need to learn. Don't send that shit out. That's not a good. That's not a good scene. Not a good view.
You know what I found out afterwards?
They weren't hers.
No. Check this out. That her husband was taking the pictures for her.
Oh. Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were about to get involved in some sort of bukkake something, or what is that? What is the submissive husband in the corner jerking off while you do his wife called? What is that? What do they call that?
Sick is what they call it, Wally. Called fucking sick.
I think they call that a part-time job. I think that's what that is. Yeah. No. So, I've never been involved in it. Never. It's just nothing that's ever interested me. I don't even know how we got on this subject today. This is not, Jess, you thought we were going to be talking about jerking off. We didn't get there.
And apparently we're now talking about mutual.
Yeah. Something. I want to tell you about this. So you guys see these sign holders. I want to tell you about the most ironic "I'm hungry" sign I've seen last week in the past week. So, here folks stand in the island, in the roads, or at a busy intersection island, and they'll have the sign, homeless, will work for food, yada, 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 yada. So, I don't know, Tuesday, I'm driving by, and a person is out standing in the grass on a corner of where you exit a shopping plaza onto the main street. And they're holding the sign. It says, "We'll work for food. Anything will help. Homeless, please help." Above them is a sign. Above them is a sign that says, it says, buy one, get one for $1 here at McDonald's. And then below it says, starting pay at $15 an hour with free meals for lunch. I was saying, what kind of irony is that? You're standing on a corner of a place that wants to pay you to work and will give you a free meal, and you've elected to stand outside and say, let me see if I can get something just standing here. It is the most ironic sign I've seen. Now, listen, I don't know anything about that person's situation. I'm making no judgment about them at all. Just the juxtaposition of those two signs.
Sure.
Got me to laugh. I'm sitting in the car. So the worst part of it is I'm at the stoplight. The person's next to me holding their, "Hey, listen, I'm hungry. Help me." And I'm laughing my ass off. And they're looking at me like, "The fuck
Dick.
are you laughing at?" I'm laughing because it's just too fucking funny. This scene should be one of the, remember, I think Jay Leno used to have you'd have the weird sign, or maybe it was Letterman had the weird signs. You'd take pictures of weird signs and send them in, and they'd once every 2 months, they'd put up like 10 of those signs and they'd show you sell them. It was one of those like, what the fuck? How ironic. And it's also, this is the wrong place for you to be holding the sign. You need to move a little bit. You might get better luck. You don't want to be under the sign where it says free food and $15 an hour. You're not going to get a lot going on. Not happening.
There was a time. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No, you go. You go, hon.
Well, I was just going to say there was a time when I had just done pickup at Kroger and I was pulling out and they had the person bringing my stuff out accidentally brought out a second thing of deli meat. I had only ordered one and they brought two. And they just said, well, go ahead and take it. They just gave it to me for free. And so I pulled out of the Kroger and I pulled up to the light at the corner and there was a person standing there with a sign, anything will help, I'm hungry. So I rolled down the window and said, I just got this free pound of whatever deli meat it was. So here, you can have this. And she said, oh, I don't eat meat.
Now, what she meant to say is, I don't eat pickle pimento loaf. Who the fuck else would buy that?
Oh, boy, don't I like some olive loaf?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I do. I like olive loaf.
You can't eat at everybody's house, Chris.
You talk about signs, okay? You ever have a package delivered to your house by accident and it's actually for your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, constantly.
Okay. So I haven't been in my carport in, a week since I'm living between two places. And I went in the carport, I saw this box. I'm like, this is interesting. And it was for the neighbor. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I'm going to take it over to the neighbor's house. It doesn't look like they're home. There's no car in the driveway. And I get over to his front door and he has two signs on it. Okay. No soliciting, no evangelism.
Okay.
That's the first time I've seen somebody with a no evangelism sign.
I've never seen one of those, but for the most part, the Jehovah's Witnesses and the other people that go door to door around here recognize that the no soliciting sign is for them too. Because I watched some people come up on my porch to try to talk some sort of Bible business to me, saw the sign and said, oh, it says no soliciting. And the other one said, I don't think we can even put anything on the door when they have that sign.
Yeah. Yeah. But the when I saw the no evangelism, I'm like, God, is this guy sitting back there jerking his dick, looking at his Ring camera with a gun in his hand, waiting for me? Yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to put the box back in my carport. And that's what I did.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I got guys. So as you know, I do some deliveries. Mm-hmm. I got accused of elder abuse.
What?
Yes, I have to tell you. So I was delivering to a residence, a residential complex for elderly folk,
like assisted living kind of place.
Yeah, sort of assisted living. Everybody has their own apartment, but some folks need a little help. So I go to the place. I follow the directions. I get in. I get the punch. Get buzzed in. I've got some medicine. That's what I'm bringing to this person, some medicine. And it was a couple of some food stuffs. So I get up there and the door is already open and there's an elderly woman. When I say elderly, so now when I say elderly, she's probably 10 years older than me. So not real elderly, right? She's probably 70. She's in a wheelchair. She's sitting at the door. She says, yep, bring it right into the house. And I say, no. I can't come into your house. Even if I could, I wouldn't. It's just not a good scene. You don't go into somebody's house for all kinds of fucking reasons.
Right.
Either I might want to kill them or they might want to kill me. Who knows? Or
they make accusations that nobody can defend.
You can't fucking. So I said, no, I can. I'm going to leave it right here, or I can slide it inside the door. I can push it inside, but I cannot walk in. And so she starts going through a scene and she starts making a scene and she starts whimpering a little bit. And this is elder abuse. Can't you see I'm in a wheelchair? Now, what she doesn't know, and maybe what you guys don't know, the person I call my mom, who passed about 40 years ago in her 40s, was in a wheelchair. She had spinal bifida. She was in a wheelchair her entire life. I have all kinds of exposure to wheelchairs. My sister, lives in an assisted living place in Pennsylvania, also in a wheelchair, has been her entire life. So the wheelchair thing for me, and Jess, you and I have had these conversations before, not just about wheelchairs, but just about ethnicity and things. Certain things you can do if you've been exposed to it your entire life, or it is you, right? You can make jokes about being in a wheelchair if you're in a wheelchair, or if your family's in a wheelchair. You have a pocket full of jokes, right?
Sure.
So I'm not making a joke at this woman, but I'm just looking at it going, lady, there's just no. So I have a little conversation with her. So then she reports me. I'm reporting you to DHS, and I'm calling the delivery people and letting them know that you elder abused me. She did call. She didn't call the DHS as far as I know, because I never heard from them, but she did call the delivery company to let them know that I elder abused her. And I was spoken to about it. Now, fucking people, listen, you do not let young virile pieces of meat like me come into your old lady houses. This is another case of fucking people are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Just nuts. Would you want someone going into your mom's house?
No.
No, of course not. Of course not. Chris, maybe yes. I don't know, but not me. Chris, did you stop listening already?
No, I'm sorry. The elder abuse thing, obviously not. The wheelchair jokes, yes, I've got them because I've got a guy that bowls in one of my bowling teams. Now picture this: bowling duck pins in a wheelchair.
I'm saying.
So this guy is getting up there and throwing the ball, and some guy walks past me and says, "What's your handicap?" And I said, "Well, Nick." So,
wow.
You see what happens? We all laugh.
That's outstanding.
Canceled again.
That's
terrible.
That's funny. That's damn funny. And I bet Nick finds it funny too.
Nick finds it very funny. We're going to Las Vegas in October, and his dad and his brother and Jenna, and of course he's going. And he's like, "Man, this is going to be a great trip." I'm like, "Why, bud? What's going on? I mean, we're going to have a good time, going to gamble." It's like, "We're getting to the front of all the fucking lines, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in. I'm in."
Oh, speaking of that, fucking people at the airport who feign a limp or something so they can get on the plane. Fuck those people.
Oh, no, you've got the people now that are, "I have severe anxiety. I have to pre-board."
Yeah,
Fuck your mother. Okay, how about that?
That's
Fuck
it.
your
I
mother.
agree with you.
I hate people. I need to pre-board.
Mother.
That bro, fuck. Are you a pre-board? You're not a pre-board person, Jess.
No, I said I hate people. I need to pre-board.
Oh,
yeah, that's her thing.
Legitimate.
I mean, but these fucking people. Oh, I take Adderall twice a day. I need a pre-board. Fuck your mother. Okay.
Right.
I will say though, when I had a broken foot and had to fly, that was being in a wheelchair was the way to go. There were airport employees waiting on me at every stop to take me where I needed to go. At one of the airports, when I was sitting in my little wheelchair waiting for the boarding, and I did get to pre-board because I was in a wheelchair, the pilot and co-pilot came over to talk to me before they went to get on the plane. And the pilot actually was like, "I'm going to go get some water. Would you like some?" Bought me a bottle of water. Like,
how about that?
That made me consider putting a cast on my leg every time I need to travel from now on.
But Chris is right though about those motherfucking. I've got my fucking pet chinchilla because I have anxiety and I need to get on the plane first. Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck your
Fuck
mother.
You.
Okay.
and fucking people in these anxiety pets. I realize that some people have
I mean, listen, I've done it before.
You've done what?
There was a time many years ago, that I wanted to get on a plane early because I wanted to get off early. Okay. It was something that I had to get down to one of the radio stations in Alabama. And I went up to the gate agent. This is before 9/11. And I wanted to pre-board. And I looked at the gate agent. I said, "Listen, can I pre-board? Is that possible?" He says, "Well, what's your issue?" I looked back at him and I said, "What's yours?" Guess what? I got the pre-board sleeve. So
people now bring their fucking dogs in all the time to the store. These are not fucking, dogs that are making people feel better. They fucking bring in a whole fucking bed. The bed is sitting in the bottom of the shopping cart. The dog's in there yapping away.
Yeah, that's not a legit service dog.
But you can get a service dog license for how much? You get like $50 and they'll send you a vest in the mail.
Oh yeah, you can fucking you send me $50. I'll send you a fucking vest.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I'll send you a vest. But this is another case of people fucking abusing something that's legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are obviously they're calmed by having their pet. I know this. I understand that. But you and I fucking know that 9 out of 10 people who are bringing their fucking pet into the store, it's not a fucking trained.
Well, you can tell that just from looking at the dog. There's a difference between a trained therapy
I don't think
dog.
You should call people dogs.
There's a difference between looking at a trained therapy dog that is doing its job and staying calm and sitting when its owner stops and laying down when its owner stops and not paying attention to the people around because their job is to focus on their owner.
Right.
Or the dog that if I brought my dog to the grocery store, she'd be like, "Hi, you can pet me and you can pet me and you can pet me and you can," like my dog would be all over the place. Oh, food.
I was in the store Thursday, and there was a woman walking around with a dog that was clearly too big for her to have. She did not have control of the dog. The dog was pulling her.
That's not a trained dog at all.
There were some people in line who had a little yapper in their cart with the little fucking setup and a little bed and a toy and all that, And this fucking dog's just fucking trying to get away from her and get at that little dog. And it's barking.
And that's how you know that was not a trained therapy dog.
No, neither one. It was a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
That was fucking dangerous. The dog could have, and she says, "Oh, he only barks at dogs that bark at him." Your fucking dog started going after that dog because I watched that fucking dog looking at that little yapper while I was going through. The little yapper was laying down, not paying attention to anything until this big fucker started barking. And then she's got 2 hands on the dog and she's pulling it and pulling it and pulling it and with everything she's got, trying to hold it back. I put my cart in between the two of them, not in a sort of, not in a forceful way, just sort of, oh, am I between the two of you? Oh, sorry about that. And then she was able to, the people with the little dog were able to move forward in the line. Fucking people are just, you don't bring an aggressive dog into the store.
No. And this is one of the reasons, my dad was blind and had a guide dog, but he, for quite a while after he lost his eyesight, refused to even try to get a guide dog because he was convinced that there was no way you could train the instincts out of a dog to chase a squirrel. So he was convinced he'd be walking down the street with his guide dog and get pulled over a fence because the dog saw a cat or a squirrel or something.
Well, if you get a golden retriever, they've got no care about squirrels.
No. He had a yellow lab. Her name was Flora.
Yeah, then the fucking my golden retriever, he would lay there. The squirrel could come over and sit next to him and eat nuts. And he would just go, "Hey, what's going on?" And give a shit. Now I got another one, like I told you, she chases everything.
Yeah.
And we had a Jack Russell Terrier. Oh, forget it. The fucking Jack Russell will chase everything. Doesn't care how big it is, how small it is. Goes after mice, deer, moose. Fucking, it got pinned by porcupines 3 times in his lifetime.
Ugh.
Twice one summer.
I had a dog that would chase.
He had to go to the vet.
My Moxie would chase everything and got skunked at least 3 times in the 6 years that I had her.
We had tons of skunkings. All kinds of skunkings. We used a lot of, and the tomato juice thing, it's bullshit.
That's a myth. No, but you know what works?
Bullshit.
Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn works.
Dawn and a cold hose outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it doesn't. So if the dog was a human you said, hey, this is what's going to happen to you next time you chase the skunk. You get in the cold shower with the dawn. The human wouldn't do it again, not the fucking dog.
No.
The dog fucking keep going at it. He got sprayed every summer for 10 years, two or three times. He was always fucking going. But that's what Jack Russells do. They go after little varmints.
That's actually how I found out that Moxie had figured out how to jump the 6-foot fence and had been for weeks, because she got into the neighbor's yard and got skunked. And I could hear her going, yaw, 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 because it went in her eyes. And I couldn't get to her because, like me, they locked their gate. And it was 11 o'clock at night. So I had to go ring my next door neighbor's doorbell at 11 o'clock at night and be like, I'm so sorry, but my dog is in your backyard. And apparently she's gotten skunked and I can't get to her. And they said, oh, yeah, she's been coming over here to say hi for weeks now. No, nobody told me. If you had told me, I would have done something.
Now, where were you living? Were you living down there?
Yeah, this was at my old house, the house I just moved away from.
Oh, so it wasn't the crazy bitch next door?
No, it was her house, but it was the people who lived there before her.
Before her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here, see again, this would be here. My dog, we had a dog that used to go over to my neighbor's house quite often. And never shit in the yard or anything. Shitting in the yard is something that's foul. That if my dog were to go to somebody's yard and shit, but she said, "Oh yeah, he was over here. He grabbed the bone. He grabbed Sadie's bone and brought it to your house." I said, "Oh, I wonder where that extra bone came from." He'd go and steal bones from the neighbor's house because their dog would take him out. And I have one of our dogs. You give him a bone, he takes it outside, he chews on it for a minute, then he comes inside. And he leaves a perfectly good bone out there, perfectly good marrow bone. So that's what their dog used to do. My dog somehow knew, would run over to their house, steal the bone, bring it back home, and gnaw on it for hours.
Nice.
Just fucking, oh yeah. Well, it's sort of like an eat it and beat it scenario.
Yep.
He would go steal their shit and eat it.
All right, you guys.
Hey, before we go,
Yeah.
you ever walked up to the wrong car?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I just went inside a Goodwill, and by the way, I found a nice GE Super Radio Wally for $3.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Mine.
See, there you go. Got mine right here. $3. I'm like, okay, cool. So I come outside and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that thing sticking off the top of my car? There's like some like rubber stuff on the top near the luggage rack. I'm like, why is that sticking off? That's the weirdest. And why is the mirror flipped out? So I'm pushing this stuff back down, trying to get it to go down, banging on the fucking roof while I've got you on mute, trying to figure out what the fuck is this thing out here. And I go and I'm like, okay, that's in good enough. And I readjust the mirror and I go to get in the car. It's not fucking mine.
I have gotten into the car that was not mine.
Yeah.
I have opened the door, sat in it, and went, the fuck? I don't smoke.
I've sat there pushing the button going, why isn't this fucking thing unlocking? What the hell?
Oh my God.
I have done that. And a couple of weeks ago, you probably saw in the news, a girl was killed when that happened.
Ugh.
She opened the wrong car door and she was killed. I don't mean to bring it down, but you can't do that shit. Us old folks, our lives are in danger.
Yeah.
We are
She
in
opened
danger.
the wrong door. She opened the wrong door and she was killed. Bada cheese wits. There you go. That's
but our senile asses are in I dare you to start it that way.
man. 7 people are dead in an accident. This is cheese wits.
I dare you to start it that way, Jess.
I'm not
Good.
saying I won't.
Fucking God. No, she'll put this, she'll milk this like it's fucking aluminum silihydrate. She'll go for it. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I have sat in the wrong car and not only realized it because I can smell like fucking cigarettes. Who's smoking cigarettes in my car? And realize it's not your car. How embarrassing would it be? Have you ever been caught in somebody's car?
Oh,
I don't
no.
think so.
No, and the other thing is, the other dangerous part of that is, I'm sorry, I'm going to stay on this fucking track. Lots of people leave their kids out in the car, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You do not want to be opening the car door that has a couple of kids in it.
Mm-mm.
No.
Or somebody's dog. You open the door and the fucking dog just takes a hold of you.
Think of me
or
standing
runs
here,
away.
I'm beating the shit out of somebody else's car in this parking lot who's clearly inside of the same Goodwill I just left. Okay.
I like Goodwill.
Oh, dude, I like all the thrift shops. I go to all of them.
I do too. Oh, yes, I do too. I like my granddaughter used to call the Goodwill. We didn't know where she wanted to go at first. She wanted to go to the Good Whale. And
oh, that's a good place.
So what Good Whale? What is she talking about? Yeah, I want to go to the Good Whale, the Goody Whale. What is the Goody? When we go by Goodwill, right there. Her mom would bring her there. Oh yeah, I like Goodwill and the other one too, Salvation Army stores.
Salvation Army is good. Salvation Army cheaper than Goodwill. Goodwill's gone frou-frou in some places.
Habitat for Humanity Restore. Don't sleep on that.
The Habitat for Humanity Restore. I love those places, but I'm a junk guy, and there's not enough junk there.
Well,
yeah, they have a lot of. We bought too many windows. Here's brand new windows.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they stay there long enough, I don't know if they do this at every restore, but at least the one here, every 2 weeks, the price gets cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
So when at my old house, I had my closet remodeled, and I wanted to do like barn doors on the front of it, but not barn door, but like that slide like barn doors.
Yeah.
And so the guy who was doing my closet told me how heavy they had to be, what to look for. And I found these doors, and I thought they were going to be $37 a piece, which that's pretty cheap for doors anyway. And I needed 4 of them. And so I took the tag up to the front, and the guy was like, that's $37. And I was like, no, I've got 4 of them. And he's like, yeah.
And there you go.
They had been up there for so long, and I didn't realize that's how the pricing worked, but they had been cut down so that it was $37.
Nice. Yeah, I like
4.
the restore, but I even when I don't buy shit, I just like walking around those places looking at shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like yard sales. I like to go through other people's shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I do too. And there's also, and here comes my age. There's also a nostalgia about it too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I look at you and go, oh man. Like there was a time when I could not buy transistor radios.
Well, I hear you.
If you had a fucking transistor radio or a clock radio, especially the clock radios that had the little leaves that come down.
Oh, I love those. Yeah.
It was a big Rolodex inside of numbers.
Uh-huh.
And then you'd get the one that was broken and stuck, and I'm going to take that. I'll take it apart and I'll fix it. You never can fix it.
I love that shit. And there was
I do too.
You talk about the nostalgia aspect of it. I'm sorry, this man's trying to get out of his car next to me and is having a very difficult time. So the nostalgia aspect, with your past, I don't know whether in your homes and stuff, whether you had whether they supplied board games and shit for the kids to play with or not, or whether it was just, well, what they had in here, I don't know whether you remember this game, but I remember this from when I was a kid, and it was old then. Something called Booby Trap.
Yeah.
Remember that one with the little pieces in it, and the spring would just bang. And if you had that game today, there would be 17 lawsuits. Okay.
Oh yes.
They would have had to recall it because somebody would have swallowed pieces.
Or Perfection. Remember that fucking thing?
Yes.
When it would go up in the air, I was like, oh, good. I just got a piece of plastic in my eye. Set the timer again. We have a game
thing out there, a credenza. We have a credenza with games in it, and we have like Go to the Head of the Class. There's an old one. We have the regular Sorry, and we have a bingo and blah blah blah. But yeah, we have when I go to there's a place here, a large like indoor flea market place, and that's another thing I like to buy, old games like Skittle Ball. Do you remember Skittle Ball? It was a ball that hung down, and then there was like.
Remember Don Adams did the TV commercial for it?
No, I don't remember that.
Go on YouTube. There's a commercial of Don Adams doing the Skittle Bowl version where you would hit the one ball and the string would hit the chain would hit the other ball. And spin around and try and hit bowling pins and shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. Skittle. Yeah, that's why those are games I played, and we still play those around here. We even have for the kids, we have the girl bag and the boy bag, and then we have the general bag. And if you win at bingo, you get to reach in blindly and take out a prize.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not so big anymore now that the kids are, 15 and 10. She's almost 10. Not as big into it because the Barbie and a bag of Skittles just doesn't carry the same weight as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
No, it better be $100 attached to it.
Yeah. Now it has to be. Oh, what? No PlayStation gift card? Well, where's I don't get, like, my granddad wants Roblox gift cards always. Can I get a Roblox gift card? 25. Fucking, what are you talking about? I'm not spending $25 every time I see you.
Fucking inflation, man. It's fucking inflation.
Yeah. Remember when you used to lose a tooth? She's lost 4 teeth recently. It's like $20.
Yeah. We don't get the silver dollar anymore.
Yeah. Silver dollar. I got a fucking quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter. That's it. Shit. Yeah. No, I got an Eisenhower under my pillow.
Yeah, no, I got it. But see that was we've got about 15 years between us.
Right.
So there's a little inflation. Now it's like $5 a tooth.
No, fuck that noise. I could get that done at the dentist.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Not for $5.
What, with that quarter, we had a place where I lived. There was a penny candy store, a real honest to goodness penny candy store, where you could go in with fucking 50 cents and walk out with a bag of candy. Huh. You'd get a couple of squirrel nut zippers. You'd get some fucking hot balls, some Smarties, a couple of, remember those BB bats? It was sort of like a sugar daddy on a stick, except they came in banana, chocolate, strawberry. Oh, those were fucking awesome. A Charms lollipop. Oof. That was the biggest of the lollipops.
The wax bottles with that shit inside of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or I saw some of these the other day, you guys. I didn't know they still made these. I can't even believe they still make them. Candy cigarettes.
They still make those, really?
I saw those saw them at an antique store where they have, quote, antique candy up front, even though it's all new. They had that and Zots and
bubblegum cigars. Yeah,
all that shit.
The bubblegum cigar. Yeah. I can't even believe they still make the and I think the brands. I think there's like Lark cigarette.
Do you guys remember it was like a candy stick that you would dip into colored sugar, basically?
Oh, I love that shit. The Pixie sticks, the Lick-O-Made Fun Dip.
Fun Dip.
Yeah, they
still
make Fun Dips. I bought some Pixie sticks the other day.
They were like, let's figure out how we can get sugar just directly into the bloodstream.
How about those little flying saucers? They were like wafers, and inside of them there'd be like 6 or 7 little candy balls. You put them in your mouth and they dissolve. They were probably made of just packing peanut, that dissolvable packing peanut stuff. But they just dissolved cornstarch. They were just cornstarch. Mm-hmm. They dissolved, and inside would be 5 or 6 little beads of sugar. Oh, I loved all that shit.
I good old days.
Oh man, and 50 cents. I told you when I was 5 years old, you'd go out and you would find, if you found 6 Coke bottles, and you brought them back to the store, you could get a Coke and a Hershey bar. Coke was 20 cents, the deposit was 5 cents, and the Hershey bar was 5 cents. So you had 30 cents with your 6 bottles, and you brought them back, and it would take you a week to find 6 bottles because a fucking nickel was a lot in 1968. I mean, a nickel could get you some shit. You figure a fucking loaf of bread was like 25 cents.
You know, it's funny, as I'm about to walk into Sheetz and probably pay $2.89 for a Twix bar.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Good
that's
Jesus.
A lot.
I know Jess has got other things to do here, so I'm going to go get a Bud Light and jerk off watching Matt Rife videos on TikTok. And I'll call it a day.